Hello, welcome to Access Granted. I'm Nath, I'm here with Dave.
Hello.
And where are we, Dave?
We are back in time, Nath.
How many years?
1 million.
No.
Is it 10,000?
It's 10,000, like the movie 10,000 BC.
Well, actually, that means we're 12,000 years in the past.
Okay, fine, Dave's right. And the reason we're here, we've been invited to Ubisoft because Far Cry Primal is coming out on the 23rd, which is tomorrow, and they've got this like incredible stone set made up, and they tempted us with the stone PlayStation 4 and DualShock 4, and they're really weirdly.
This stuff is amazing.
They've been made by a stonemason. They're like strangely accurate.
We'll have to get a close up. You can see like they've done all the little buttons, all the symbols.
And they're heavy. I want like the noise port. Of like. Yeah, they're really heavy.
The PS4 is here. Our TV.
And the weird thing is, they couldn't have known this. This is the actual TV that we have in our office. And there's pizza.
It's like Rob's desk.
If you guys are hungry, yeah, it is. Yeah, well, including.
There's pizza everywhere.
There's like a little Dr. Pepper.
Amazing.
So that's where we are this week. Which makes a nice change, doesn't it?
Yeah.
From room.
It does.
But the show is going to be as much as we can. It's going to be as normal as possible.
It's going to be exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to bring it down, which means, of course, we're going to start with.
Wanna win me a car? Wanna mess the noobs up? Going hard for the lows? Cause I'm telling you my squad goals.
But we're actually not going to start with squad goals, are we, Nate?
No, because the availability of the Stone Age Far Cry Primal space meant that we actually haven't had any squad goals. Yeah. We just haven't got any squad goals.
Unfortunately, the time travel, the caveat with time travel.
Back to before last week's episode of Access Granted went live.
You haven't even commented yet.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
As such, we've had to go a bit off-piste.
And that's a kind of confession we've made.
Wait a minute.
Hey?
Are you introducing our brand new feature?
New segment? Yeah, so what we thought we'd do from now on would be, and Dave's so excited about this, a gaming, I sent you a
Don't
text.
make me do another sting.
Gaming confessions. I'm going to do the sting because that's the only way it's going to get done. Also, I sent you a text and said, we should do gaming confessions. And you were like, what does that even mean?
I just wanted some examples because confessions is not something I'm used to giving.
Yeah, that's true. And my example was, I was playing FIFA 16 online co-op seasons with my son Jay, much like last year on Access, one of the old episodes of Access Granted, you can see me and him winning Division 1 last season in FIFA 15, and we're kind of getting there this season as well. We're in Division 3 at the moment.
I see you're setting up a story about you being a horror with hey, me and Jay love each other, and last year we did do something good together.
I'm a brilliant dad. Remember that when I tell you this story. And obviously he's the senior partner in our FIFA co-op seasons. He's better than me. So we've had a bad season, we've had a bad night, right? So tensions are frayed. And Jay's got this thing where he starts every game by holding R1, turns around with the ball and just does a hard pass to one of our defenders. Right. And I've told him time and again, he holds on to it for quite a long time, then does this hard pass, so the opposition are right on top of me, and the ball's up to my chest, like with the control. So I'm like, just don't do that anymore. Just don't do that anymore. We got to the situation where we need a point, not to be relegated, right? Okay. We need a point and then we can be in Division 3 again next season. Right. And we're barely talking to each other anyway at the beginning of the game. We lose a goal, and then we do score one back, so it's 1-1 with about 80 minutes. Right. I can't remember why we got a restart. So I guess they must have scored to make it 1-1, and we're like, it's fine, we're still going to be. And then he turns around and he does this thing with a button. So I almost put the controller down. I press circle. I just shoot the ball. I'm just like, I don't care. And he said, I can't believe you did that, man. And I'm like, enjoy playing this on your own. No. And I walk out. So I walk out.
It's co-op seasons.
But he's got 10 minutes to hold out, and I just go and I try and do something else. I'm like doing the washing up or something.
Yeah, I'm not even bothered.
And I'm like trying to listen out for how he's doing, like swearing. So he's got like 2 controllers. So he's he's 10 minutes to hold out without conceding. And I go back about half an hour later, and he's just like chill out in there. Like he's trying not to be mad with me. Yeah, he made it, man.
Did he do it?
That's how much.
You don't deserve to stay in Division 3. Jay does.
So that's my confession. Having rage quit already, one-on-ones.
I was going to say, isn't it funny, viewers, that Nathan's opening confession is him of rage quitting?
Well, let's remember how you did in Street Fighter 5, shall we, Dave?
I didn't quit, did I, Nath? I saw it through, and then I went and had a little cry. So totally different.
You had a confession as well, right?
Yes, my confession. It's hard to state this right, but
you tried to tell me it, and I just kept on putting my hands over my ears and screaming no spoilers.
It's because it's about the Witness, and many of the puzzles in the Witness, there's like you learn a sort of mechanic or an idea of how to solve, and then it just it sort of expands upon that over a series of panels.
Variety.
And there's a particular kind of panel which is in a forested autumnal area of the island, and there's one. I was like, boom! Oh, I understand what I'm doing here. Yep, no problem. Did about 5 of those. The 6th one, for reasons, it's like I know exactly what I have to do. I just can't quite see the solution.
Do, That's what did you do? What did you end up doing?
I went and looked up a walkthrough.
What would Jonathan Blow say if he could see you now?
He'd say, "You will never, even if you finish the Witness, you will have never finished the Witness."
Never finished the Witness.
That one puzzle. That one, after that I did all the ones after that. It's the only thing I've looked up in the whole game.
I bet you don't even read Gravity's Rainbow.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, there you go.
So there you go, that's
People
my confession this week.
People who follow Jonathan Blow on Twitter will understand
I'm really sad, and I hope Rob doesn't see this week's episode of Access Granted, because I know that he will ridicule me.
So what we're looking from you guys is confessions inside games, the stuff that you've done which you're not proud of, but also stuff you've done around games, like the way you maybe treat a co-op partner. I don't know, something along those lines. And send them to us, and we'll feature the best ones in next week's episode.
I should have done when I threw a grenade at those guys in the Division.
Yeah, that was letting me down really badly.
Yeah, never mind.
So as we've said, we've gone back in time.
Yes.
Which has made the comments slightly hard, but we've got lots of other things to feed back on. Often we normally take the comments just from the Access Granted of the previous week, so this week is
the majority anyway.
It's afforded us a big opportunity to go roving.
Far around the channel. And there's some scary things out there, Nate.
Yeah, there are.
Not everyone is as nice on the other videos as they are on
This is the first time I've really paid attention to the comments on Rob's video, for instance, and that was quite scary. So as we in the year 10,000 BC, the last video that Rob did on our channel was about puzzles.
Yeah.
So we've got some comments about that, which we're going to read out. But there's also some about the Hitman beta.
The what? I don't understand that.
Beta,
what's that word? I don't understand you, Nate.
That you and Rob had a little playthrough on last week. Well, for example...
I'm sorry, it's still quite fresh for me.
Stringbusters 2 says, really annoyed me, the way he kept pronouncing it. Beta.
Imagine being annoyed about that.
Sophie Sykes, I just laughed as soon as he said beta. I've never heard it pronounced that way before.
Can't be that unusual.
But Jevon Singh gets it, man. It's beta, not bitter.
Yeah, he gets it. Well done, Jevon.
I'm not sure
beta.
he does.
He's on my side.
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure he is. Some other people were annoyed at the temerity of you and Rob speaking. For example, Red River Channel, I came here to listen to David Bateson's voice, but all I can hear is you guys talking.
I love that comment. Does he say any words in that game? Yeah, exactly. He's a hitman. He's supposed to be anonymous.
We'd probably know better if you hadn't, gabbed all over that video.
He actually does do one little bit of speaking where he puts on a pretend voice. Because I don't know why he has to use, it's funny, he goes, in the gameplay bit, he goes to, he pretends to be a mechanic, and he goes to get this commandant or something, and he puts on a voice. I don't know why the mechanic can't have Hitman's voice.
I guess because it's, it's a trained killer's voice. It's obvious. It's obvious.
It sounds like a mechanic.
Well, on that same theme, Biggest Maximus Dickus, do you guys have to talk? And yeah, they do sometimes, because that's what our channel's about. It's about talking about games.
Yeah.
Although points back to Biggest, because that's a Monty Python and the Life of Brian reference.
Which is brilliant.
Yeah, it is,
It's hard to stay mad at you.
Well, last thing about this, I don't understand because I've still not seen the video, so you can explain this, Dave.
Thanks, Nate.
Matt G768 says, hey PS Access, the £2 coin is not the highest amount coin in coin form. You can get £5 coins, go to the bank, and they exist.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be using one to distract a guard.
Yeah, it's because in Hitman you distract guards with coins, and I was saying how in other games it's rocks. Yeah. And how in the real world that just wouldn't work for me. If I hear a rock falling, I just think that's nothing I care about, or it's someone trying to kill me.
If you're a
Whereas
guard,
a coin,
if you're a guard, you might be more interested.
And then we were saying, imagine if we didn't have paper money and you had a £50 coin.
Right.
Imagine hearing that.
I also like Matt's.
People just running.
Matt's logic though here, which is £2 coin. He's fine about that, but £5 coin, I'm not using that to distract a guard. Do you know what I mean? That's where his.
I think we said in the video I wouldn't use a £2 coin.
What would you use?
Just a 5p max.
Do you know you can? You're wishing for those old 5p's, the big 5p's that none of our audience will have ever
I feel
seen
that the smaller, the more mysterious, and the need to find it will be more. Yeah, that's when I'm sneaking in. doing a murder.
Dave's never done a murder. I don't know if that's obvious.
That's what I want you to believe.
And finally, Darth Vader. 9 minutes and 21. Was that Simon Lane screaming in the background?
And it almost certainly was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually.
Duncan? Maybe it could be Duncan.
What I think is funny is that, you know, Rob and I, well, and you, but Rob and I are in that video have just obviously become so completely used to being
just screaming
around the Oxcast that I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice.
I know. That was one of the first things that we did notice. Simon's screaming. Dimitrov. I'm really enjoying those Let's Play videos. It would be perfect if you have a face cam with all three of you, Rob, Dave, and Nath. Honestly, make more of those. I guess he means faces.
Yeah. I don't know if bigger stickers would agree.
Couple of episodes per game. Well, maybe he'd be fine with just the face cam and no talking. You know, just silently mouthing in the bottom corner.
That's worth a go, isn't it?
And then you can hear David Bateson.
Yeah.
Black Ops 3 Tactics says, sorry Dave and Nath, without Rob it's like salt and vinegar and no chips. Friday features need to be more than once a week, pretty please. Then wouldn't be Friday features, would they? It would be indeterminate day
well,
features.
not necessarily. You might want 8 on every Friday.
I guess so.
One an hour.
Yeah.
I'd love to tell Rob, you're doing 8 this week.
I know, yeah. It's hard enough telling Rob he's got to do 1 a week. So I don't know where you pulled that comment from, Dave. I guess it was a video featuring me and you and not...
It was, yeah.
Was it the Dirt Rally video?
I think it was the Dirt Rally video, yeah.
Mac Gregor Co says, I always enjoy these videos with Rob. This is one I took from the puzzle video.
Right.
They're really funny and the cameos of the other stuff are spot on. Hope they actually make these every day. So we're raising the stakes gradually. A couple of weeks, every day. How about every day? They do take Rob a week to write, film and edit.
That's not to say that they should take that long though.
No, but I think we're a long way away from every day.
What is Rob doing on Saturday and Sunday now? Because I don't think he's working on them. And that's 2 days right there, we could game back.
No, I know. He's just on Twitter
lazy,
complaining about stuff. Some other comments on Rob's video this week. There was a bit of controversy about who the mystery actor, the performer, inside the dress.
Right.
Rob's mum. So Alyssa L Plays says, I think Dave actually quite likes putting on that night dress each week. Lol. That has quite a lot of upvotes, Dave, so I don't know if you can really argue with that. But then Sonic Set Radio, I always thought that was Dave. Confirmation, Mr. Lincoln. Ha ha ha, you may be right. It's Dave for sure. Rob even mentions laughing out loud when he and Dave were filming the awkward love scenes Friday feature. But AC Manga says it's definitely Nate. And the discussion continues. It goes on for a long time.
So we just don't know.
In the same way we don't really know who's behind Delsin.
Maybe it's Rob's mum who does Delsin.
Yeah, that is also, that's a possibility. But then why wouldn't she do her own role?
I don't know. Who says that she doesn't?
Well, weirdly, then the next comment that we pulled up, Slush Puppy Gaming says, next week you can make 7 things your mother wouldn't want you to know you're doing in video games.
I think that's a great idea.
And we did think that was a good, well, because the first thing that came to my mind was, Robert, which always makes me laugh. But then it made me think then we had a conversation about getting our actual mums in, and confessing things that we did to them, to the games. I mean, not to our mums.
No.
I mean, that would take all the horrible things I've ever done to my mum. Would be here all week. But you know, we could get Rob's mum to be Rob's mum in one of the videos and put on that dress.
I know.
We have to wash it first, I guess.
Does Rob really have a mum? I've always assumed that he was the spawn.
If not, he hired a very competent actor for his wedding, didn't he? On a completely different theme. Scrambled 888 says, nearly to 1 million. All of us are waiting for you to get there.
That's very kind of you.
No pressure there, Dave.
Come on. Are we going to do it?
Similarly, Killer Dolphin 27, I hope you reach 1 million subs, guys. Keep up the good work. It seems almost inevitable at this stage. We're like a glacier slowly crashing into like a colony of penguins.
Yeah.
No one knows whether it's going to be a good thing, whether the penguins will survive.
And what happens when you get to 1 million? What happens? Does something happen?
Do
we all get into our next form?
I don't know. We're going to evolve.
We evolve.
You're going to be Davosaurus or whatever. I don't know, man.
It's exciting though.
Well, what's definitely going to happen is we're going to make a video. Dave's on it. And as you know,
don't fill everyone with confidence.
If Dave's going to say he's going to make a video, then
it's going to happen.
Dave's going to make a video.
Yeah.
Well, it's still very secret, but I can say we've been watching a lot of Lonely Island. So help is needed now, audience. Ludwig V14 says, I'm playing Bloodborne right now, but I can't beat Father Gascoigne. I have the music box. Does anyone have some tips for me?
Ludwig?
Well, I know, right? That's what I was like, but it's more like Lode.
Okay.
Ludwig, it's like, different spelling.
Well, this is another gaming confession actually, is that I sort of, personally, I found a little area of the map. It's on the left as you come in. There's like a tree and some...
He can cut through trees though. Well, there's one he can't cut through.
This is like at the start, I managed to get him on the other side of something. I was scything him through this tree, I think.
Oh my God.
He was a little bit stuck. And then, so that's my advice. Use the terrain. You could repurpose that as use the terrain to your advantage.
Use the terrain. You can use the music box. I didn't really figure out how to do it in my play. I knew it was possible that something could happen, but I didn't really know what it was. So I just hit him. I think it took me about 5 goes. It took you longer than that, didn't it?
No, it's Rob you're thinking of.
No, really?
Yeah. I told you, I used the terrain to my advantage.
Matt Brown says, Dave, not sure if you're aware, this is amazing.
Oh, really?
But The Onion found a middle-aged, Americanized version of you. It's chilling.
Let's see it then.
Well, it does. I mean, it does look a bit like.
It does.
I'm not sure
I had my beard.
Yeah, and I'm not sure his hair is as good as yours.
Look, guys, there was this time in my life I needed money.
I did some stock photos.
I did some stock photo work, and I've been found out.
Talking about confessions.
Right.
This is normally the point at which we would pick up our Dualshocks.
Yeah.
And we would thrash out a one-on-one
battle it out
to see who was going to wear the onesie this week.
Yeah.
But as you can see, dear viewer, the TV won't work, and there's something wrong with our Dualshocks. What we're saying is, in the year 10,000 BC, there is no PlayStation, and so we're going to have to put up that video separately this week. We can't accommodate it. So
it's a big one as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? It's the one where Dave could lose season 1.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's the score currently? Dave has 10 losses, I have 9.
Yeah.
And it's the first to 11 losses is the absolute losserer.
Yeah.
The big losserer.
Yeah.
So wow. Yeah, but you're choosing this week.
I am.
So stay tuned to that. That will probably be up tomorrow. Fingers crossed. I'm just gonna have a little swig of drink. Thanks. I'm not really. So that means we move straight on to 301.
They've got the skills to know when it's time to watch our next video. They're the ones we love. 301 Club. Better than the comments above. 301.
We didn't sing comments of the week. I've just realised.
No, I know.
Oh.
There is an audience, so I'm quite glad that you didn't get me to do it.
That's true, there are other people working in this space. So we're on to the 301 Club, which we should explain. 301 Club is a place where early comers to our videos every week, if you're in there on any of our videos before the counter has reached 301, put a little comment in there, you're in the 301
They're the elite,
Club.
The people who want it so bad that they get there as soon as the video's up.
Yeah, some people know the times that we upload stuff.
Yeah.
Which is Rob's video's up 4 o'clock on Friday.
Usually.
Access granted is up on Monday sometime. So these are the people who got there first and then had something to say. I mean, that's important as well.
Yeah.
Like Tricolor Raccoon, who says, 301, I have waited long enough. I have been in this club enough times now. I'm taking your crown.
Yeah.
Well, he's not though. I mean, he's not.
I really like the imagery of a little raccoon, little cheeky raccoon just sort of coming up and nicking it.
But not enough to actually give you the crown. Sorry, man. That honour goes to Tegan Johansson, who says, I have nothing to say except that you guys were the first out of the very few YouTube channels I subscribed to. Keep it up. Shout out from AB Canada, which I guess is Alberta.
Flattery.
But I'm not sure.
We'll get you everywhere, including
the throne.
The crown
the
this
throne
week.
This week, yeah.
Oh,
the top
that's
most
very
of all
kind of you,
the
though.
places.
Thank you very much for subscribing.
Yeah, and for sticking with us.
I wonder what other channels you subscribe to.
Do you know, there was a comment, I didn't pick it out, but there was a comment this week which was, I've been with you guys since the very beginning, since 250,000 subs. And it just made me think, man, I could write you a book about the journey from no subs to 250,000.
Man, that took some time getting up to there.
The bodies, man. The screams.
Yeah.
The screams. Well, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's just what's coming up this week now, Nath.
Which obviously
quite a lot
got written down in this script. Well, we are busy. I mean, part of the reason that we decided to take up Ubisoft's offer of travelling back to the year 10,000 BC to celebrate Far Cry Primal, which is out tomorrow, is that we're actually in Germany.
Yes.
As we speak, we travel forward in time. It gets complicated. The timelines get complicated.
Yes.
We're working through them now, but we're seeing Dark Souls 3 in Germany
Yeah.
Well, I'm not quite sure when that's going to be up on the channel yet, but soon.
Yes.
Very soon. And then also later on this week, we're seeing a game. We're going to be
Another
in space, aren't we?
Yeah.
So you can probably guess what game that will be. We'll be chatting with those guys. It's a game basically everybody wants to play on PS4, and it's out in the summer.
Yes.
What else are we doing? We're seeing a load of smaller games as well, indie games. There's a digital showcase this week.
That's right.
Man, it's exciting.
It is
I
exciting.
don't know how much of this. I think this will all be on the channel probably next week.
Yeah.
So, and then Rob's obviously got a Friday feature.
Yeah.
If you know, and I took out most of the comments that were really horrible about him today.
I know. It's
So
very
one of
kind
the
of you.
comments said, "I've learned so much about hair by staring at Rob's face." Because I had no idea what it meant. But
I know
it
what that
sounded
means.
vaguely rude. So I
What
was
did they know before?
I was going to put
There's
it in.
this store, and there's going to be one on onesie.
Of course there is.
So-
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled to the channel
There's
for that.
tons this week, actually.
For tomorrow. Yeah, don't forget. I mean, you're always really good with your squad goals, and you're always really good with 301 across the channel. But next week especially, we want to hear your gaming confessions. It might just be a one-off. We'll see how we go. There might
Yeah.
be a limited. Also, it might get dark pretty quick, and you know we don't want that every week. But if
Yeah.
you've got like a funny thing you want to get off your chest, anonymously, we can all, you know, we can even do it, and we could maybe it'll be quite funny. We could read out a little, you know, voice disguising.
When we go and meet people, Nath, we could get their gaming confessions.
We could do. Yeah, it's quite hard to do it on the spot though. We've tried that in the past. Sorry.
Oh, squash that idea then.
Yeah, I know. So if you've got any ideas that Dave could have next week, better than that, then put them in the comments as well. And we will see you this time in 12,000 years next week.